Hey guys. So Selena and I have been brainstorming, trying to figure out why Omar behaves the way he does towards me, and in the end, who the fuck knows, Animals have their own personalities just like people do, I mean, the way he behaves towards me doesn't make sense in light of him snoring and cuddling against me, etc., etc. I mean, he loves me. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. It's bizarre, okay? But who knows, So, I just got some welcome news under the circumstances of considering I literally stayed up until 4:10 a.m. and started working on this room, including going through thousands. And when I say thousands, it's like it's thousands of receipts that span, they span from the time I moved back to Massachusetts in April, the end of April 2012 until today, okay? And as I told you, I hope to sometime figure out where all my money went to where all my money went. Figure out to where all my money went. But that is not why I went through all those receipts last night, separating them into food and anything that goes in my mouth, which is food, booze, or vitamins or whatnot, went in one big bag. And then the other stuff went somewhere else. At one point I had everything separated into each individual store. And everywhere I go, every market I go, Best Buy, Walmart, Target, Macy's, etc., But then I tore through them at one point, and that all got messed up, and now they're all... But I was searching for that receipt to return that Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley, that movie that I bought last time and didn't open, and lo and behold, I can't find that fucking receipt, so... Oh well, that's weird, I can't find it, but... every once in a while I do lose a receipt. I don't know what happened to that receipt. You'd think I would have put it somewhere for safekeeping, considering I had the desire to return the movie. I don't know. I probably put it for some safekeeping and don't know where I put it. That's typical of me, too. Typical of things that I might do. Anyway, as I told you guys, I don't reveal secrets out here, but anything that happens, I can reveal, considering everything I've already revealed. You know what I mean? It's no news to anybody, so what does it matter? It's not like I'm removing my videos. I told you last month I got something, we all did, everyone involved in this case, a new thing. I didn't understand what it was, and it turned out it was just an extension of the old thing. It was taken, the nursing home option off the table and whatnot, and then they were going, it's all combined, but it's all separate, okay? Because originally it was just ridiculous, all the things that they wanted to do, and, it's just sickening. So that was taken off the table after my mom's lawyer talked to my mom, she doesn't belong in a fucking nursing home, and that was ridiculous. Well, the guardianship part, thankfully, was also taken off the table. So it was completely dismissed. They're not going to appoint a guardian over her. So, but conservator separate, and that's finances, and that's what's still up for debate. And the debate is simply whether that conservator will be a stranger or somebody in the family. And that's all I'll say on that matter. All you guys need to know that affects me, I had 30 days to get in my... I had I got my objection in, but then after you get the objection in, you have 30 days to, it's not going to count unless you say why you object, okay? Well, my 30 days was going to end on this Sunday. So I called the court simply to see if I can cut a little slack. If court's not open on the weekend, can I bring it on Monday? I just didn't feel like doing it today, that's all. And if I paid $16 to overnight it, I just wanted to know, does it are they that sticklers? And she's like, well, technically they could object, say you didn't get it in by whatever, but I don't think the judge would if it's due on the 8th, which is a Sunday, and you get it in on the 9th, and we're not open on the weekend, I don't think it should be a problem, Laura, She was very nice. She actually, I told her, yeah, I just don't feel like getting it in today, that's all. I'm just curious if it's okay. And she's like, I don't see why it would be a problem. If they wanted to be assholes, she said, she didn't say assholes, of course, but they wanted to be like stinky or whatever, they could object and say, well, you didn't get it in within the 30 days. Yeah, well, you actually were supposed to give me 14 days before I had to get the objection in, and I got it certified mail, and you didn't even get that to me in a timely manner. So she's like, it shouldn't be a problem, especially with all this weather and whatever, So it's not set in stone, in other words, because with all this weather and whatnot, what if you mail it and it gets in one day late or something? I was trying to avoid paying $16 to overnight it too. I just didn't feel like doing it today, that's all. I stayed up all night, literally. I went to bed a little after 4, and I didn't stay up all night and be on my computer. I did non-stop cleaning of this room for 8 hours straight, okay? I think I took a slight break to approve a whole bunch of comments from Selena on my videos, but for the most part, but I actually started earlier. I'm thinking, I didn't even watch the 6 o'clock news. I did it for 8 hours, good 8 hours non-stop. Even if I stopped temporarily, the whole total, it was a total of 8 hours. Most definitely 8 hours. Easily. It was hours just going through the receipts and separating them. So that's where it stands, at least, guys. The nursing home and all that original crap that was a joke, okay? That was a joke. And my mom's lawyer nipped that in the bud, okay? So then it's the conservatorship guardianship, which I thought was the same thing, but they're like separate. The guardianship's completely off the table. Which is good, because only a guardian could have control over, my mom. No one can technically, but again, that's all, it really comes down to if the family doesn't think that I should be here, and if my mom wants me here, I'm not going to stay. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stay. I do a lot for my mom. She wants me to stay, and she doesn't want rent from me. She has plenty to live off of, and considering her age and considering technically if anything happens to her, I'm her sole heir, you know what I mean? She wouldn't want to make rent off of me when I'm on Social Security disability. As long as I don't cost her anything. But whatever, if I'm not acknowledged as, I'm not gonna get into it either. Basically, it's just a complicated mess. But the thing is, when there's not a guardian could just force me to leave, whereas when there's no guardian, it can't. But that doesn't mean my family can't suggest that I not be here, I don't know, everything's fucked. Like I said, I'm on pre-re-review. They go by your pre-questions, and that's due. Not yet, of course, but, you know, they go by your pre-questions and then decide whether they want to do a full re-review. So, next court date's a ways away. But I had to call because I didn't understand. I knew something. I got it verified. I already knew the guardianship was I didn't know it was completely, totally, like, I knew, you know what I mean? But it is. It's completely off the table now. But it's still, I still have to, it's all combined, so I'm still objecting to, you know, a stranger being the conservator. I'm objecting to the conservatorship, so. And I still only had 30 days for that, but the 30 days happened to fall on Sunday. And they're not, like, when it's the weekend, she's like, I can't advise you, but, you know, okay, but common sense says if, you know, even if they wanted to be stinky about it and say, well, it didn't, and she said the judge would override it because it's just one day. She said, if you were a month late, it'd be one thing, but a day, no. And I will definitely have the thing in Monday. So I'm glad I called. I got some stuff straightened out. You know, I wasn't sure. I don't know. I thought it was all lumped together and all the same. And she said, no, it's like two separate things. Alright, but if I had done this a long time ago, like I should have, well, I mean, I shouldn't wait till the last minute, but if I had done it a long time ago, then I would have been objecting to, but it's still all the same thing you're objecting to, you know. The thing is, because of my, you know, my disability, my psychological problems, I could never be that for my mom. So I simply have to say I don't want it to be a stranger, you know. And I'm grateful that we all are, of course, that, you know, that guardianship thing was completely dismissed, taken off the table, so that's good. And hopefully it will be the same damn judge when they go back, because, you know, it's just so, I told you it was so strange to me. I didn't go to the hearing, but to find out it was a different judge, not even familiar with the case, I mean, that's just bizarre. I wasn't expecting that one. And again, whether or not I go to the next hearing, I have a right to be there. The woman on the phone was kind of shocked when I told her. She's just a person who answers the phone, and she was like telling me, you know, we have, you know, all courts do. All courts have like free lawyers you can talk to and whatnot. I said I've been doing this for years. I've talked to free lawyers in different courts and, you know, and whatnot. And she was shocked when I said my mom's lawyer recommended I don't attend that hearing. And I was telling her, and I was like, you know, I had every right to attend the hearing, but I acquiesced to my mom's lawyer's wishes. I acquiesced. Whether I do the next time, I mean, I told you I don't like feeling negated by anybody. I don't like it. It affects me. This is not, you know, I'm not just my mother's daughter, I'm my mother's child, I'm her only. I'm her sole heir. So I said that on the phone. I don't know if it's recorded. I don't care. But she thought she didn't, I could tell she was surprised when I said that. That's why she recommended, we have legal. Here, you can talk to him. Like, yeah, I've been doing that for years, off and on. You guys know, I said it out here, I was not happy, telling me I can't go to the hearing. And it puts me in a bad situation because when I was upset, then I upset my mom, and she wants to do what, if my lawyer says don't go, then don't go, It just all sucks. It all sucks. I'm not going to tell you what my friend called it, but she made me laugh. I don't know, maybe she wouldn't care if I told you, but I won't. I never know if people are going to get upset about shit. Some people get upset about shit that wouldn't faze me, If I was on the other end, Suffice to say, my friend recognizes how fucked up this all is in every which way, any which way you could think of. It's just all and it's taken its toll on me. Big time. Big time. I mean, who would have thought my mom's lawyer's who's never bothered to say one word to me. Not one word. And going to tell me I can't attend the hearing. Not even explain personally to me, just, I don't want her there. But it's because of the whole other thing with me and Auntie being accused of elder abuse and whatnot. She didn't want to. I know what the lawyer was thinking. She's thinking, why call attention, or just okay, but you look at that. Okay, that's one level of it, but the other level is I have a right to attend when my mom's life is completely up in the air, like what's going to happen, and I don't know, very, very hard. Woman on the phone was very empathetic. She's like, I was saying just a smidgen, and she's like, yeah, I know, I've been there, I know, it's all messed up. At least I don't have to go today. And she's like, well, you could just get it in the mail today. Yeah, and it'll get there Monday anyway. And she's like, why can't, and I'm like, oh, 'cause I still have to type it up, and then I told her that I don't drive, and I have to walk, and, I'm just like, oh, and, just, it should be fine Monday. If we're not open on the weekend, even if I overnight it, and then I'm like, I'm trying to avoid 16, I'm like, are they that sticklers? I just didn't know. I'm like, I've never done this before. Can you guys see him? He doesn't want to be awake. Although he slept earlier. Just because I went to bed at 4. I went and got him from my mom's at 4. And then I took him out to pee and I fed him early. Why am I going to go back to bed so he can wake me up in an hour? I fed him early. Sometimes he wakes, he's been, on one occasion, he's woken up around that time to eat anyway, so no different. Right, my love? Yeah, I know. You're like, what are you doing up? I want to go to bed. I know. That's a great thing about him. That's a nice thing about him. Not all dogs. I'm sure other dogs are more hyper. Angel's one of them. When Angel was here, I couldn't sleep during the day like I can today because my mom's not around all day. Angel barks at everything outside, even when you have the curtains, those shades down. She barks at every noise. She'd constantly wake me up, not him. And he loves to sleep. He could sleep all night, and he'll sleep all day with me. That's kind of cool. That is really kind of cool. He's a very, very laid-back dog in that regards. When he's awake, especially around strangers, he's hyper and aggressive. He's definitely not friendly. I was telling Selena, like, when I was walking with that Christian woman that time, we encountered kids, and to kids, oh, puppy, little, like me. No. Puppy won't know better, I don't think, to not jump on you or something, you know? Omar's not been around kids. I can't trust him around children, and I don't. And it's not his fault. I know that I need to be careful. The Christian woman commended me. She was like, that's good that you were firm and you told them up from far away he's not friendly. I say that even to older kids. Again, I don't think he would ever bite anybody. He never has, but I don't want him jumping on people. You know? One time he lunges. He's like a, what are those snakes that lunge at you? They strike out, like a cobra. Is that what it is? A cobra? I'm sure there's different snakes, but, you know, cobra's probably. That's what Omar does. And if you underestimate him, like you don't realize how long the leash is and he can reach somebody, that happened before when I was preoccupied in my thoughts. It happened when I was trying to get escape from Bobby's that time and get Omar to my mom's, and I couldn't do anything with Omar there, and I was scared, and I was filming videos, and then I got that thing. Apparently the landlord was watching my videos and getting pissed off, and the thing, it said, it might behoove you to look for, it's just so awful, because the only thing I was guilty of was naivete. You know, I didn't just move in with this guy and he was my lover or something. He sought me out, and I was very leery, and then I talked to his female co-worker, and she praised him up the yin-yang, and she explained to me, yeah, he cannot afford that rent. His wife and stepdaughter took off on him, and the rent's too expensive. She told me all this crap that verified exactly what he had told me, okay? And then the landlord tries to turn it around in the end, and just, oh, you fucking prick. You fucking prick, asshole landlord. Oh. I'm sorry, honey. I need to wake you up, bitch. I know. Anyway, Omar's a weird one because he's so gentle and friendly and whatnot. But he can change. And he can change even with me. You know, it's very weird. You know. But that's why I've compared him to me in the past. You know, I'm like, we're two peas in a pod. You know. I can be very gentle and sweet and innocent, and then be extremely vicious. You know. Donald made Omar aggressive. Intentionally. His mom pointed it out to me one day. She's like, that dog's so sweet, and it's sad my son, you know, tries to turn him aggressive. Yeah. Now your son's a prick. What do we want? We've already established that, Hope. You know it. You say it to me all the time. He's a waste of a man. He's a drunk. I wish I could get away. If I could get away, I would leave and never come back. Yeah, what about Omar? Your son can barely wipe his own ass. You know, he can't. I shudder to think if you weren't around, and Donald was taking care of Omar on his own. I know he'd never take him to the vets. You guys never take him to the vets. I pray over him. Oh, what a fucking... When I was hearing her say that. This dog's had no problems. I pray over him. Yeah. No problems except his teeth are rotting out of his skull. And your son even complains about his bad breath, but, you know, just wants to buy cheap stuff to cover up the problem. Nothing even remotely to at least put a band-aid on the problem, at least, even though what he really needs is to have his teeth done, but I can't afford that on welfare. And really, his son can't afford it either, but, you know, you could at least get that $70 Pets Life stuff. At least put a little bit, help a little. Can't believe I ever thought you were my soulmate. All it was a repeat of Daddy. I could never get my daddy to love me no matter how hard I tried to please him, and it was the same thing with Donald. Repeat of Daddy. I don't want to repeat of Daddy, that's all. Not your daddy, Mama's daddy. You never knew Mama's daddy. Mama has nothing to do with her daddy. But that wasn't because of the way he treated her when she was a kid. When she was a teenager, still a kid. You know. She got over that and forgave him for that, and then he was an asshole towards her when she was not a kid anymore, so he didn't change. Rot in his own loneliness for all I care. He has his African-American adopted son anyway. Whom he treated way better than he ever treated me, his flesh and blood. Some people, you know, become hardened, like I told you, you know. I used to say stuff like this because it's true. I know that it is. Some people can become, like, if you're a teenager and you don't feel love from one or both parents, whatnot. Some people can just say, oh, fuck it, I don't fucking care, and go off and do whatever, you know. I'm the type who desperately needs love. So when I don't get it from, you know, didn't get it at all from my dad, and then later didn't get it from Donald, you know, I internalize everything. I'm not the fuck you, you're an asshole. I'm a worthless piece of shit. I'm unworthy, because otherwise you would love me, you know? Right? Right, little boy? Yes. Now that I got all my stuff out of storage, I have lots of shirts to choose from. Selena always comments on my shirts. She watches old videos and comments on my lipstick too. Actually, there were some shades that I mixed together that I liked. I wrote them down in the video. I said it. This is a mixture of blah 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 blah. And I could make that color again. I think I have those two. I think one was cherries in the snow mixed with deep cherry, or I don't know what it was, but there were some colors that I mixed together that I really liked the outcome of. That was back when I was in the shelter. So you out there who care about me, Cross, care about my mama too, of course, we're all combined. Even though we're separate. Cross your fingers that it all works out for my mom. I tend to just, persevere no matter what. No matter what this fucking life throws my way. Just trudge on. You guys see this dog all calm and snoring, and I have to film it. I told Selena, I'm like, I have to film how he behaves, and I can do it. All I have to do is, while my mom is trying to hold him, you'd think he was fucking an attack dog, and I was breaking in or something, the way he behaves when I try to leave the house. I have to have my mom hold him. And she has trouble holding him because he goes fucking psycho. Okay? And it is not because he wants to go with me, believe me. He wants to stay with Grandma. The last thing in the world he wants to do is go with me. He just wants me to not leave. Okay? He does this to strangers too. We went to the vet's office and he did it. He turns psycho when someone wants to leave. And that's not a common thing with dogs, but one of the women in the vet's office, one of the customers, the patients, whatever, whose dog was, she's like, I knew a dog like that, but it's not, this happens all the time. She's like, I once knew a dog like that. The people, if they invited us over to eat, before we were gonna get up from the table or something, they'd have to make sure they put the dog in the other room because he will go nuts if he thinks you're getting ready to leave the house. Okay? Omar does it with strangers, but Omar also does it with me. And when Angel was here, they would both do it. Okay? It's very, very bizarre because he doesn't do it with my mom. He doesn't do it with my mother. And I can't comprehend that. I have trouble with inconsistency, you know what I mean? If he did it with my mom, it's like, okay, he does it with strangers, he does it with everybody. He wants nobody in his life to ever leave. He just wants, if he had his way, he does it with strangers. I told you about that story in LA. This nice old lady. We're sitting down in front of the library. She's petting him. She thinks he's the cutest thing. Oh, he's so friendly, so nice. Blah, 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 blah. She gets to leave because she can't stay with us forever. We don't own her. And all of a sudden, Omar turns into she scared her. Oh my God! And I'm like, I'm so sorry. He doesn't like anyone to leave. In his perfect world, anybody he meets would just be with him forever. And one of the other people in the vet's office last time, she's like, oh, my dog's just the opposite. If she had her way, I think it's a girl, she doesn't want any dog around her, any person. She wants nobody. She wants to just meet me and her, and that's it. That's not him. We meet anybody in public or anyone comes over, he doesn't want them to leave. And like I said, but he doesn't do it with my mom, but he does it with me. If he only did it with strangers, then I would understand. If he did it with strangers, my mom and me, I would understand. But the fact that my mom is like an exception, he doesn't behave that way with her. You think I'm not around? You think I have to hold him violent? Do you think he gets vicious and aggressive and violent and whatnot? I mean, I'm exaggerating, but not really. I mean, do you think I have to, when she leaves and I'm around and I'm home and she's leaving, do you think he acts that way? No. But when I go to leave, he does. He acts that way. It's very weird. And again, it's not because he just doesn't want me to leave. It's not because he wants to go with me. Now, when nobody's home and I'm going to leave, then he wants to go with me. But he still doesn't act as viciously as he does. My mom's not that strong. She could barely hold him on the leash. She's like, Laura, this is ridiculous. And like, I know, why don't you just go in your bedroom? That'll solve that. I'll nip that in the bud. Just go in your bedroom. In the bedroom, you won't have to even hold him on the leash. I can hear, and she's done that before, and I hear him against the door. He knows I'm leaving, and he's getting all in her bedroom because he knows I'm leaving. And then you see him right now, and he seems like the most calmest, gentlest, friendliest thing on the planet. You know, that's what he seems like. So as Selena summed it up, yeah, Omar has issues. He does. Omar has issues, you know, just like Mama, just like Grandma. It'd be interesting to check out that Ancestry.com. I think that would be something kind of fascinating to do. Remember, on my dad's side, there's a whole bunch of family, you know, relatives, whatnot. They're Russia. We're Latvian on my dad's side. So my mom and my grandmother and dad came over on a boat when he was 5. You know, they snuck over and sneaked here. You say snuck or sneaked here? They sneaked here or they snuck? I think it's sneaked. Anyway, they sneaked here on a boat when he was 5. So I have a whole bunch of relatives, obviously, like Russia, Latvia, it's all the same, right? I mean, it's not all the same, but you know what I mean. It's all... I couldn't even find Latvia on a map, if you want to know the truth. But it's all the general area. Okay, I'm pure Latvian. I said pure, but you only have dogs, I think. I'm pure Latvian on my dad's side. Okay, there's no mixture. There's Latvian. That's it. On my mom's side, it's all mixed. I don't even know what it is, but it's all mixed. And regarding both my dada and my mama, I think it would be interesting to trace my heritage. We see that advertised on the TV, and my mom asked about it. That's what brought it up. But when I stayed in that transitional housing, there was a woman there. She later turned into a royal bitch and turned on me. And she had horrific stories to tell. Abuse.